Hoy, en UFC Conectado, Themba Gorimbo detalla su increíble viaje desde las minas de oro de Zimbabue hasta el escenario más importante de las artes marciales mixtas.
I will rise to the top. As a Zimbabwean, I will be the UFC welterweight champion.
Chidi Njoukani revela la inquebrantable hermandad que cimentó su camino hacia la UFC.
I've always had cruel people around me that believe in me, especially my brother Anthony. Without him, I wouldn't have made it.
Y el campeón de peso mediano, Dricus Du Plessis, comparte sus claves para alcanzar la grandeza al más alto nivel.
You need to be able to shut down all the other voices that tell you can and listen to yourself. Fighting gives me a purpose. Fighting gives me everything.
And still.
Hola y bienvenidos a UFC Conectado. Themba Gorimbo, quien quedó huérfano a los 13 años, tuvo que enfrentarse a la vida solo, realizando trabajos peligrosos como la minería ilegal de oro en Zimbabue. A pesar de estas circunstancias, Themba siempre soñó con una vida mejor y comprendió que el éxito solo llegaría con trabajo duro y dedicación. Forjado por una resiliencia inquebrantable, el peso welter de la UFC detalla la infancia que forjó su carrera en Orígenes.
I was born in Bikita. It's a rural area here in Zimbabwe. Bikita is a place that I hold dearly to my heart because that's where I was formed. That's where I was made as a person. My mother died when I was 9, my father when I was 13. When my parents died, it was very difficult because without your parents, whether you're young or old, life becomes a little bit different. My childhood, it was hard. That's what shaped me. 2008, there was a big drought here in Zimbabwe. And times were tough. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Everyone that was brave went to dig diamonds. For me, being in the diamond fields at a very young age, it was very good and bad at the same time. Civilians are not supposed to be mining diamonds. Anything that is a mineral belongs to the government. We were doing things illegally. And was it a proud moment for me to do? No, but was it a necessary thing for me to do to feed myself? To kind of like help my family? It was the best thing. When I was 16, I was making a lot of money until I almost got killed at the diamond field. I was working with this police as a syndicate. It was me and my cousin. He didn't know that his bosses were making an operation. We went underground to dig for the diamonds. I just remember seeing the dogs. And the first dog bite that I had was this. You see, right on my right arm. I got attacked by the dogs. It picked me up. I lost a lot of blood. And I ran until I fainted and I collapsed. I decided I'm never coming back there. And the next option that I had with the little man that I had saved, I said, I'm going to South Africa. We illegally crossed into South Africa with probably hundreds of people. We went and crossed the Limpopo River on a very narrow path. It was not the water that was dangerous, it was the gumagumas. Gumagumas are like robbers and criminals that wait for you. We got robbed by the gumagumas. So I ran. All I knew was I have to be somewhere else, not in Zimbabwe. And what a better way to be, somewhere like South Africa. When I go to Johannesburg, I would sleep for free at the Methodist church. At night, I would make sure that I'm at the church, I'm around the church, because the police were also notorious at night to arrest people. I feared to be deported again. The next chapter was to get to Cape Town. When I got to Cape Town, I was working full-time as a gardener. It was very nice for me to be in that position, pushing the lawnmower, but there was not much money left on my hands at the end of the day. Long story short, I got into MMA. I watched the movie Never Back Down, and I'm like, oh, fighting is a sport. Okay, I can do it too. My very first time in the gym, it was tough. I didn't have nice gear, all this for training. 3 months later, I'm having my first fight that I won with 7 seconds knockout. Then my coach said, you are ready to fight professional.
This is Themba's first professional fight. I'm excited to see what Themba brings to this fight.
In the beginning, I used to have this thing in my head where I'm like, I have already suffered in my life. This guy cannot take me back to that suffering. I still remember a few seconds into the fight, dislocated my shoulder. When this guy figured out that I had one arm, he put a beating on me.
Wow! Those are some big shots.
He thought I was done.
This is very, very close to ending.
I caught him in the triangle.
Looks like he's got a triangle attempt against Sydney.
Oh, it looks pretty tight.
And he's tapped! And he's tapped!
Can you believe it?
After I won the first fight, it was automatic for me to get in EFC. EFC is actually the biggest promotion in South Africa. It's a promotion that produces so many guys that are coming over to the UFC. My UFC career was amazing. My first fight, I went in there, destroyed the guy in the first round.
Gorimbo's trying to set up an armbar.
Submitted him with an armbar, quick night for me.
Well, that's it!
I went home, happy man, with a happy pocket.
Themba, the answer, Gorimbo!
What an incredible journey. It will be one of the greatest stories in the history of our sport.
I envisioned it so much to become an EFC champion that when it happened, it was a great feeling.
He's your new welterweight champion! Themba, the answer, Gorimbo!
Now, the goal was to become a UFC champion. I needed a place that I would call myself heaven, a place that I would have no distractions, a place that I would go and focus on my career. I messaged Coach Valverde there and then. I told him I want to come and train in Miami. If I stay here, I'll fail myself. And he says, okay, I like that championship mentality, come. I got there, stayed on the couch. Coach Valverde, he always says to me, Themba, you're gonna become the first UFC champion from Zimbabwe.
His nickname is The Answer, and he says it's because he had answers for his doubters coming up the ranks. He got himself to the UFC and coming back in with a full steam to prove that he belongs here with the best.
Ready, here we go, fight!
I went out there and fought like a demon.
Big shot from Gorimbo!
I won every single round. I won every single exchange. I won everything in that fight.
He's just non-stop attacking.
It was a blessing to get my first UFC win.
Themba, the answer, Gorimbo!
The morning of the fight, I had $7 in my bank account. I said, let me take a screenshot because when I leave here, I'm gonna get a bonus. When I get a bonus, I wanna show people how much I had and now how much I have. And turned out that, I didn't get the bonus. I looked at that bank balance and I thought, what, it was so powerful. Let me share how much really I had. It was shared around America and they shared on ESPN, and DJ Dwayne Johnson ended up seeing the tweet. My management side, they said to me, did you check your phone? And I checked my phone, then it was DJ messaging and saying that I got your back, brother. He promised me that I'll see you in a couple of weeks when our schedules aligned. Then eventually made a dream come true. It surprised me.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, your story moved me. I found out that you had $7 in your bank account. I know what that's like. And then you sell your fight kit. You buy a water well for your village in Zimbabwe so your people can have clean water. Because you could have taken that money and you could put it down on a car, on an apartment, but you didn't. You took care of your people. And that just says exactly who you are. And that's why I flew all the way in, man, just to look you in the eye, brother, and tell you I got your back.
I'll tell you now what I'm gonna do. I'm going to build another ball in my village when I land in Africa. So we are here in Bikita. Here's the ball for them. They're gonna use it for a lot of things and it's a blessing. The reason why I had to put these boreholes is because growing up, I contaminated bilharzia as a young kid. Bilharzia is a parasite that lives in dirty water. Even though people will still go in the rivers and do what they have to do to get, whether it's fish or swimming, at least I can provide them with fresh water to drink. I can feel the support. I can feel the love I'm getting in this country. The culture that we have here in Zimbabwe is unity. We are happy people. Themba means hope, and I am hope. I want to be able to inspire everybody around the world that with true hard work, faith, and belief, you can become anything. Hakuna Matata, my friend.
Gorimbo es prueba en vida de que el trabajo duro y la dedicación te pueden llevar más allá de tus sueños. Llegó la hora de hacer una pausa, pero al regreso, Chidi Njoukani revela la inquebrantable hermandad que cimentó su camino hacia la UFC. Y más adelante, el campeón de peso mediano, Dricus Du Plessis, comparte sus claves para alcanzar la grandeza al más alto nivel. El peso welter Chidi Njoukani ha cosechado gran parte de su éxito en el octágono bajo la tutela de su hermano mayor Anthony, un excontendiente de la UFC. Esta hermandad no solo ha pulido las habilidades técnicas de Chidi, sino que también le ha inculcado una mentalidad de dureza y concentración, ambas fundamentales para una carrera en el escenario más importante del deporte. En esta edición de Irrompible, nos sentamos con los hermanos Njoukani para aprender más de su viaje en el mundo de las artes marciales mixtas.
I grew up in Garland, Texas. Garland's like a little small town outside of Dallas. Nobody really big came from Garland, so you don't really hear too much about it, you know. My family moved from Nigeria to America just for better opportunities, looking for a better situation. So my dad decided to pack up and come out to America. I'm the youngest of 5 kids. I always had older brothers and sisters to look up to for guidance. And we're African. So there's like a hierarchy, you know? So this one tells this one what to do, this one tells this one what to do, and you listen to your older siblings. My relationship with my brother Anthony was the older brother, father figure type. If my mom or my dad isn't there or my sister, he's next in charge, and that's just kind of how it was.
Because I'm the older brother, I acted more like the dad. My parents, they tried their best, but I took care of Chidi, helped him out, and I got him into martial arts. I was about 18 years old when I started Muay Thai. Chidi at that time was 10. I was always fearful that somebody would try to mess with him. So I would train him.
I didn't really want to do it, but I kind of had no choice. We were in the gym together all the time. As a kid, they would make me put on 18-ounce gloves, and they weren't allowed to hit me back because I was just way too small. I was pretty good as a kid. I became probably one of the best to come out of that gym.
Over the years, it was great to have my little brother with me. It helped me be able to have success in my fights. As an amateur, I went 10-0, and then my teacher said, let's jump into the pro circuit. I had a nice little career with WEC. And then from there, I went into UFC in 2010. Chidi was always in my corner.
There was a time where his dedication did make me want to take it more serious. So I turned pro when I was 18.
And as he gets a guillotine there as he's hanging. And of course, if he sinks it in, I think that's it. He's out.
He was winning fights.
And that's the best one yet for Njoukani. That's it. He has him down, and he has him out. Oh, beautiful. And there it is again. Look at that left hand.
I love the fact that he goes in there, wants to give the crowd a great show. He wanted to become one of the best fighters in the world. But then there was a point where he started like sloping down.
I was living in Dallas at the time, partying like a kid shouldn't be partying. There's a lot of stuff you can get into. And I got caught up with a lot of that stuff. I was missing months of practice, and it was getting in the way of my fight career. My brother's on TV, and I got on night bonuses. And now I'm just
in the bed like this. Like, what am I doing? I felt like I was a bum, not knowing what I was gonna do with my life. And then my brother called me, and he was like, pack up your stuff. You're gonna move out to Vegas with me.
He knew that if I did something, he had to follow because he knows the path that we're always gonna go is gonna always lead to a greater place. He started making a lot of changes. He started getting extremely focused on the path that he wanted to go on. I'm very proud of him for realizing that that's what you have to do in order to be the best.
The big difference now is how hard I'm actually training.
He improved so much, and I am actually learning off of him now.
It's not as competitive between us as people would think it is. Growing up, people would tell my brother, like, oh, one day Chidi's gonna get better than you. And he was like, I hope he gets better than me. That's the whole point.
Here is the battle-tested Chidi Njoukani.
This is a different breed of contender that we're looking at right here. This guy has fought many UFC caliber guys.
When I got the call for the contender series, I mean, originally we kept turning it down. I have a lot of experience, so I thought, why are they making me do the contender series? Like, this is kind of messed up. But this is what I got to do to prove to y'all. And I'm actually training my ass off now, and I'm doing good now. This is what I'll do.
Ready, fight.
And Sosa in the red trunks and Njoukani in the blue.
There it is, you see Njoukani already popping those feints.
I knew that he was gonna deliver something extremely spectacular to the audience.
Big knee landed there from Njoukani.
Those elbows, oh my goodness.
All those elbows just coming in, and that is it.
He showed the world who Chidi is.
Declaring the winner by TKO, Chidi Njoukani.
Kid, you couldn't have fought a more perfect fight than you fought tonight, and it looks like I got another badass Nigerian.
Chidi Njoukani, congratulations.
For him to actually call my name and I get that contract, it was like, time to write a new chapter.
Here he is making the UFC debut, 29th fight in his pro career.
He wanted everybody to know his name.
My main goal has always been to make it to the UFC. When it was time to make my debut, I felt like I was more ready than I could have asked for. I went out there and I just did what I had to do.
Ready, fight.
Odds makers on this one said flip a coin.
I know how explosive my brother is when it comes to his striking.
Big right for Njoukani.
Oh my goodness!
Wow! 15 seconds for Chidi Bang Bang.
It was the fastest knockout that night.
I couldn't write it better, you know.
Chidi Bang Bang Njoukani.
Starting my own program is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So I acquired the space a while back and opened up my own place. Njoukani Muay Thai has been growing. I got over 30 students now. And now I have my little brother with me, and we're both building and sharing our knowledge with all the new students.
1, 2, switch, knee, step. Walk up to your place. I love coaching with my brother. He did so much for me, and this is what I'm trying to do to give back to him.
So jab.
Teaching with Anthony.
Left hook.
It's a completely full circle moment.
Uppercut. Chidi, he loves to teach.
Now find your timing whenever you're ready. I throw the kick, boom, 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 boom.
And this is one of the reasons why I started a gym, to give him something to fall back on if he ever wants to stop fighting. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, work. I'm very proud of my brother. Very proud of the man that he's become. I know that my journey in the UFC has impacted his fighting style.
What me and my brother have through Muay Thai is something that you can't get anywhere else.
Oh, nice knee. Oh, big shot.
My goals are just to be the best. I want people to hear my last name and say, oh, those two brothers, like, nobody did it like they did. Getting the UFC belt. That was Anthony's goal when he first got into this, and I want to just continue that.
Chidi Njoukani.
El impacto de la familia es innegable para cualquier peleador de la UFC, y más aún cuando su hermano tiene la experiencia dentro y fuera del octágono. Y hacemos otra pausa, pero al regreso, el campeón de peso mediano Dricus Du Plessis comparte sus claves para alcanzar la grandeza al más alto nivel. En el 2024, Dricus Du Plessis hizo historia convirtiéndose en el primer campeón sudafricano de la UFC, lo que le valió el apodo de la sensación sudafricana. Conocido por su valiente dedicación y su corazón inigualable, Dricus es el ejemplo vivo de un gladiador moderno. Hoy nos comparte cuál es su mentalidad y el impulso necesario para alcanzar la grandeza al más alto nivel en Código de Guerrero.
Dricus Du Plessis out of South Africa. He has an undeniable energy about him. He's a finisher, sets a high pace, and confidence not an issue, incidentally.
He has proven time and time again that he is as good as anybody in the world. The pressure, the pace, the cardio, the belief in self that allows him to compete at the highest level.
There's the tap, and still!
Before my UFC career started, I was a multiple champion outside of the UFC.
Two-division champion, Dricus Du Plessis.
A lot of people always said, you won't be able to compete in the UFC. Then I won't be able to compete with a ranked opponent, top 10, top 5.
Dilmax is putting a beat down.
You need to be able to shut down all the other voices that said you can and listen to yourself. Fighting gives me a purpose. Fighting gives me everything. Every time I'm about to make the walk to the octagon, I am willing to die, and I'm willing to take a life. It's what sets me apart. When I say goodbye to my family, my loved ones, that's when I reflect on that. That is a mentality shift that not any other sport has. The whole world will tell you that you can't do it. Once you've lost in your mind, the fight's over. You can't ever, ever lose that.
All right, fellas, let's take that walk.
When I walk out there, I'm in my happy place. I carry that into the fight.
African finisher Dricus Du Plessis.
The atmosphere is so intense. The whole world is watching. I'm living my dream and I'm fulfilling my purpose. This is my life. I'm a modern-day gladiator. And you can't help but smile at that.
Dricus Du Plessis, Darren Till. Here we go.
Fights on.
My confidence comes from the work I put in. I believe that's the only way to gain the confidence.
Look at this takedown by Dricus Du Plessis.
In that Darren Till fight, came out absolutely dominated, 10-8 round.
This is terrible for Darren Till.
Second round came and felt like my legs were completely numb.
Du Plessis is very tired here. You can see it in his movements. Oh my goodness.
He was basically piecing me up for 3 minutes in that round. The feeling of going out there and not cowering away from the situation.
All right, third and final round, seemingly anybody's fight.
We went into that third round. I knew it was one apiece. And I told myself there's nothing I would not give.
Oh, right in the mouth, look at that.
It's easy to say I'm willing to die, but are you willing to die? And I went out there and I showed that I am.
There's the tap! Dricus Du Plessis!
Without heart, in the UFC, at this level, you will be exposed very quickly. Anybody that's fought can tell you what it feels like to fight somebody with heart. You can just feel it when you're in there with me. Brad Tavares, my first ranked opponent, first round got absolutely smashed. Everything I did, he had an answer for and a counter for.
Du Plessis prides himself on his heart, having to dig deep here tonight.
I had to change it up in between rounds, and third round was the decider, and that was what the heart was about. My heart, my desire to be the greatest. That's what keeps me going. Being in the middle of a fight, you literally think about nothing else.
Oh, he goes down!
When you're fighting somebody, it's instinct, pure instinct, always. The body's trained, your eyes are trained, the mind is trained, everything is trained.
Dricus Du Plessis has knocked out Trevor Giles.
It's a chess match for sure, but you can have 5 rounds out of 5.
Oh, he stunned him.
And I catch you with 1 shot and it's over.
Strikes raining down by the South African.
When official screams, stop, stop, stop.
Stop, stop, stop.
That is the best sound on earth.
And no!
The word legacy and what it means to me is doing something that will be remembered forever.
What a moment for the entire nation of South Africa.
What I stood for what I was willing to do to create that legacy, the remembrance of that will include everybody that has helped me and got me to where I am. I have a goal, I have a fire, chasing greatness. That's the only thing that's gonna make it worth it. I'm a Du Plessis and the family name will be known forever. That is what made me a world champion.
Así terminamos este episodio. Contáctanos y comparte tus opiniones en línea usando el hashtag UFC Conectado. Hasta la próxima.